Crazy hair day. What's going on, fish keepers all around the world? Welcome back to another Monday. Welcome back to another Fish for Thought video. It's your boy, Chris, with the most diabolical hair. I wake up and I don't know what it's gonna be, what it's gonna do to me. If I have a fancy event, so be it. That's kind of gangsta. I wouldn't describe myself as hard, but I'm actually kind of hard. What are we talking about right now? Let's get it started with fish tank review. Hair algae is my #1 enemy. My #1 enemy is Satan. Lucifer done goofed if he wants my friendship. I pray for that man. God says love your enemies, but I can't bring myself to love algae. Or can I? Algae is full of protein.
Little thing.
Do I know what I'm talking about? Kind of. This looks like mucus. This ooey gooey destruction level. Even One Punch Man needs like a few normal punches to get this thing out of the tank. But that's the thing. It's hard to isolate going after algae and not destroying all your beautiful plants or nuking the tank. How are you supposed to make your fish into sushi and enjoy it without the nuclear fallout? What? We're not supposed to eat our pets? This is a side profile, and perhaps a few days after trying to get rid of the algae has aged. It is now a very mature silver fox. This algae looks even more diabolical now than before. Why is it so white? It's so white and menacing. Before I give you guys the cure, the end-all be-all Tylenol extra strength, Chinese medicine that tastes so bad you have to follow it up with some sort of candy for your kids to try to drink it. Speaking from personal experience, tree bark and deer poo, who knew? Has algae taken over my aquarium? What's this algae type? How can I get rid of it? And finally, do I have to start all over? That's a lot of questions that I will get to. But first, look how they massacred my boy. That is a algae bomb. That's what we call it in the industry. Nobody calls it that. Also, what industry? It looks like 5 Marimo moss balls gone wild, splattered all over your tank. I am not gonna keep it together this whole episode. But we have one more ginormous disaster of a algae bombshell that I need to show you guys before I explain how we get rid of it. How do I get rid of algae? And can you give me motivation? Good boy. You keep at it. You're a good boy. Looks like I won't make it as a career motivational speaker. So this is a great example of just how annoying algae can be. This algae looks soft and fluffy. It doesn't look like you can even just manually remove it because there's nothing to grab. It's almost like a cloud. Algae clouds are the worst. They look like they exist. You touch it, they don't exist.
Are you serious right now?
They just visually destroy your tank, but you can't destroy it physically. Here's proof on how I destroyed hair algae. Boom, this is my tank that I really cherished for a while, my pearlweed tank. I called it pearlweed forest. I know, creative as hell. Call me an artist.
Castle.
But then boom, it got creamed on by the nastiest of nasties. This algae came from Jeffrey Epstein's pubes. Diddy would be all over this thing, just like, I gotta stop. That looks like what comes out of the Lorax when he gets COVID. But guess what? Your boy has his methods. #1, physical removal. You gotta get your hands more than wet this time. We're going all out just this once. PewDiePie. Some have used the coveted mom spaghetti ravioli fork method. There's vomit on his sweater already. Follow it up with a blackout day. The very next day, no lights. And just pray your plants will come back. It works better with hardier plants. And that's usually the kind of plants I use in my scape anyways. They can take a blackout day or two. Don't do it 2 days in a row though. And after that, you want to start your photo period at a little less than what you had before. If you were doing 8-hour light periods, turn it down to 6 or 7 and couple all of this with an amazing algae eater. If your tank is big enough, Siamese algae eaters. If it's not big enough, Otocinclus, but I prefer Amano shrimp. Amano shrimp are insane. This is literally the work of 2 Amano shrimp that I got. And you don't want to feed them too much. They will eat their natural diet, which is the algae. If you just leave it alone, if you feed them the high protein stuff, they will not want to eat algae. I mean, come on. Are you really going to eat the ice cream when there's beans? Bro, beans. Yum. All of this combination, the physical removal, the blackout day, the decreased photo period, the algae eater. But then there's this type of tank. Algae bloom. Help. Damn, son. That pleco looks like you just took it out of a stock photo. Some people actually like creating this environment, especially for goldfish or smaller goldfish fry. Minimal, silent, wild. Are we still talking about fish tanks? My personal jungle in a glass box. And that's kind of like the best way to describe this hobby, at least to me. Minimal, silent, and wild, those 3 words are really important for my enjoyment in this hobby. This is a pretty good segue to the ad segment of this video, supporting Fish for Thought on Patreon. If this channel gave you even like 2 minutes of laughter and just enjoyment throughout the years, please consider supporting on Patreon. YouTube has been crazy bumpy with the ads, and Patreon really helps stabilize patronize this channel. By becoming a patron, you get amazing perks in return, such as a full course taught by myself on how to achieve this minimal, silent, and wild fish tank. I call it the self-sustaining ecosystem fish tank. This is the only way I know how to enjoy the hobby now, and there's no water changes. There's barely any maintenance. It's a full course, you get that, and you also get full Discord access to a fish keeping Discord server with 3,000 plus fish keepers around the world. Submit your fish tanks or fish tank review there and enter amazing aquatic giveaways from brands such as Fluval. Thank you so much for your consideration. My 20 gallon. Whoa, it's like a Dragon Ball Z themed fish tank. It's not like a Dragon Ball Z themed fish tank, Chris. It literally is. But why do you only have 5 of the Dragon Balls? Let me get this right. In your wildest dreams, you've only collected 5 of them. You don't even have enough to summon Shenron. Awesome stocking choices for a 20 gallon. I would say that's pretty darn peak. The Anubias and Javafern only tank, it looks like. I'm a DBZ fan, so I can't say nothing about this, and I think it's tasteful. The Dragon Balls are just placed in a pretty nice place. 4.39 out of 5, enjoyable scape. I never should have neglected my tank. Oh no, what am I about to see? This tank looks beautiful. I can't look. You know, that is not a massacre, I will have to say. Of course, the first one looks cleaner, I believe, but the second one, honestly, it's got a vibe to it. I would say the second picture is actually showcasing your tank in a more natural light. That's pretty sick, bro. Imagine you scaped it so well that after neglecting your tank, it's still good. Shrimps is bugs sent in their 1.5 gallon. Please don't say shrimps is bugs. I can't look at shrimp the same way if I start thinking like they're bugs, which they are. I love the little scape here, and apparently they only have a rabbit snail stocked in here, and it's a huge one. This is a chungus. It's a 1.5 gallon, so really they're not gonna have too many options of stocking, and a rabbit snail, perfect. Living in this oasis, this paradise. I especially like the little hydrocaudo. Really increases the texture and the whimsicalness of this tank. 4.28 out of 5, keep it up. Last pick of my tank before leaving it unattended for the next 3 months. Seeing it next in October. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is definitely what I was talking about before. This is like a self-sustaining ecosystem fish tank, and it looks to be true. It's got pothos doing all the heavy work, sucking all that excess nitrates and whatever else is in the water. It's got pearlweed carpet, looks like, and just a legion of Javafern. Auto feeder, hang on the back filter, maybe a bubble maker. Nice, very nice. I think it's set up perfectly for the next 3 months without being touched. The only thing that worries me is if you left this open top like that, it's gonna evaporate like crazy. And by the time you're back, your filter might not be working as intended and might break because the water level is going to go lower than the hang on the back filter suction intake, and it might be so low that most of your plants are suffering or dead, or your fish are also suffering and dead. One of the things you do have to do if you have an open top up the water. Mark Melly sent in their 2-year-old 75 gallon no water change fish tank. Man, I love the theme of this episode. Numerous stocking in here. It's incredible that you can make it no water change despite the stocking levels. Black neons, some chunky Siamese algae eaters, rainbows, extremely chunky cherry barbs, and that's only the fish we can see. There might be shrimp in here, and I'm gonna bet there's bottom feeders in here as well, like maybe a pleco. My favorite part is definitely the wall, the absolute unit of Vallisneria. 4.87 out of 5, keep it up. I removed every piece of duckweed. Hopefully. Now, I really like that this person is being realistic because you are never sure you removed every single piece. The hopefully gets my respect. At first, you're scooping it out left and right, like, this is easy. Very quickly in, you realize, wow, now I have to like be a freaking brain surgeon and start tweaking them out very, very meticulously. It's pretty insane. This is my 20 gallon with 9 cherry barbs, and soon pygmy cories. Even my chicken likes it. Oh shoot, you got a whole rooster, bro. People lead such different lives. I wish I had a rooster or a cock, maybe some ducks. That must be so zen and just peak vibes when your chicken hangs out with you in your fish corner, doing absolutely nothing, just enjoying life. The tank itself is like a green machine, dude. It's 5 out of 5 vibes, and we can just leave it at that. What can I comfortably put in here? I mean, that is a pretty nice clean scape, got beach vibes. The only thing you can put in here, and you don't have to like, you know, really trust in God that these fish aren't gonna die, is probably not fish. I don't think fish belong in here because it's so shallow and small. They would just jump out. I would say snails, and if you're feeling brave, you gotta trust in God a little bit. with this one, some shrimp. Because shrimp might also jump out, and if you get some low-grade cherry shrimp that breed for you like crazy, a couple jumping out is not gonna be the end of the world. If you wanna pray less about it, you know, we have more important prayer items, right? I would say go for snails, maybe shrimp. Is my programmee sick or my SAE just a jerk? Two things can be true at once. I would say your programmee definitely struggling a little bit there. I'm not sure how long this has been going on. It could be that your Siamese algae eater caused this. Programmee definitely not looking good. You might want to isolate. You need to stop this behavior ASAP. Is the SAE not being fed properly or enough? Sometimes individual animals are just more jerks or less jerks than others. They do have very, very specialized personalities sometimes. It's rare, but it happens. This SAE acting like a Chinese algae eater, which is why we actively avoid getting Chinese algae eaters, because we don't want our algae eaters sucking slime coats from other fish, which is exactly what the Siamese algae eater is doing. Sometimes you just get really unlucky, and the SAE does it too. I would say you should isolate the Siamese algae eater and just let the programmee recover. The Siamese algae eater looks like the more obvious, healthy fish here, so it could probably withstand a little bit of a change in its environment. My favorite time of the day is looking to see which of my bettas are taking a nap on a leaf. That is a crazy favorite time of the day. I'm very confused though. I think there's multiple bettas in this one tank. It seems to be working. I hope this isn't like a setup video where they are dead. I do know that bettas really like napping outside of the water a little bit, put their fins out. I don't really know what's up with that. I don't have enough information about this video to know if this is BS or like, are we being set up here? Seems like there's at least one male betta and two females. Hopefully I'm just being paranoid. This little corner brings me more peace than my therapist ever could. Why does your therapist sound like your ex? You need to find a better therapist. I'm pretty sure therapists are supposed to help and not therapists you off. I feel like they could work as a team, like hand in hand. You could have this corner and have your talks with an actual good and certified therapist, and that would double your mental health gains. That's also double the damage to your wallet, so I do understand where you're coming from. OMG, these poor fish. This is your sign to spontaneously go and get fish. That is straight up tap water into this very pink. There it is. SpongeBob, Pineapple House. You know, I love SpongeBob. It's one of my favorite anime of all time. I still make the dankest references and memes to it, and when people don't get these references in the wild, I look down on them in shame. They had no childhood. So I should love to see SpongeBob references in fish tanks. And I see it in the comments all the time, like, Chris, why do you hate SpongeBob decor in fish tanks? And I explain every time, you doofus. Only idiots use them. I don't want to say only. I've seen a few times where they were used very nicely in a beautiful lush planted tank, and I appreciate that. But most of the time, boom, great filter. Replaced an Interpet filter with the Fluval U1. The flow rate is far superior and so far keeping the tank much cleaner. My man is doing anything and everything out here except getting a bigger tank. I don't care about none of that. Cool, Fluval is an amazing brand, but you know what is actually amazing for you to do right now? Get an appropriately sized tank. Holy cow, can you just do that one thing you're supposed to do when you have a fish of this size and type? You know, you're probably destroying Fluval's good name just by adding Fluval into this godforsaken review. Leave my Fluval out of your mouth. Is this setup too dense for my betta to swim comfortably? I wouldn't think so. I feel like it is struggling against the current a little bit, but the denseness of the plants, it's first of all not that dense, and second of all, bettas love it because they can just hang on. Especially when there's a significant amount of water flow, they can rest on whatever leaves they can get a hold of, which looks like is what your betta is doing. I would maybe decrease the flow, if anything. The sad part is, and the reason why I always want people to get short fin bettas, male or female, is because long fin bettas, they're overly bred to crap the bed when they get a little older. They don't even have to be that old to stop swimming efficiently. They get tired way too easily. My first low-rise aquarium, 4 months old. Holy cow, you've rigged this up into a beauty. It's like just an extension of the wall. If that's real planting on the wall, which I kind of doubt, good for you. But even if not, it still looks really magnificent. That is vibes. And even the desk that it's on, even the stand, the wood looks so nice. Clean glass. Rose into design or something. My old betta tank. Hopefully you put this tank as a self-aware thing that you've improved. If you did, I would like to see whatever you came up with now, recently, with your upgrade. Because this is confusing as hell. First of all, what incarnation? That's gonna give me nightmares. And I've watched Human Centipede, and this might be the most strange betta fish I've ever seen in my life. Either I'm having a stroke, or we're all having a stroke, or square glass aquarium fishbowl. You've gotta be kidding me with this, right? Oh, Oh, sorry, my bad. How dare I look down on this amazing technology? Do you want to see a glimpse of the future? Because here it is. This thing offers 360-degree fish watching for your enjoyment. Thick premium glass, perfect for your Betta fish or just a cup of whiskey. Available in 4 sizes: small, micro, tiny, and nano. Coincidentally, the 4 nicknames they called me in high school. Hey guys, welcome back to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way till the end, boosting the algorithm. I can't let you guys go yet though, not without answering this week's Katwa. What is your favorite way to stock a 10-gallon fish tank? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys down there. And if you enjoyed this episode, please smash that like button, subscribe. There'll be more videos to come, and don't forget to get your hands wet.
Tetra, we in a spot coming in hot. Ventral fin dot, acclimate that. Where my shoal at, clear my fin rod from Cariciformes to Paracherodon. Hold on, there's not another fish that you can wish for. Live fam sus, I finna one. I finna gone 3 days without furt. I'm an addict, like fanatic. I'm a baddest, no tabs, only dirt. My Corey gang so loyal, black Tetra go skirt. We came to play, came to silence. Gang.